Good evening, Darwin Oracle. Doing a reading for one of my subscribers who asked, will she marry her current partner? Or do I see marriage in the cards? And has he been faithful? The first thing I'd like to say is I get a feeling that the questioner is younger. Someone who is in their first true relationship, their first throes of passion. I don't see the Lover's card in this, so I can't say this is the love of your life, this is your soulmate. But there are certainly cards here that indicate interactions with a big institution such as a church, or influences such as getting a loan together of some sort, something to do with the partnership. So let's start with the reading. I've laid it out differently because the questioner has asked for two very simple yes or no questions. And to do a 10 card reading wouldn't really be appropriate in that I don't think it would answer the question as she has put it to me. So I've said to you that I think you're someone who is younger, someone who is in the throes of their first true love, their first relationship. And as I've said in a few readings before, your first true love it's an amazing feeling. You start to grow, you're learning about your emotions. So this is where it's indicated in the full. That's your current position now. You've come to an end of a chapter in your life and you're ready to embark on a new stage. You're feeling quite enthusiastic about moving forward, about creating a new image, and leaving the past behind you. Although there are still some conflicts that you need to understand. Maybe you're not at the mature level to make a decision such as, are you ready to get married? As I was saying, I feel that you are a much younger person, maybe 19 to 22. And I know people get married in that age group, but I feel that rushing into something like that at such a young age might not allow you to experience other things that are an important part of anyone's journey and growth to find themselves before they can find someone else to love them. So I feel that you've definitely come out of a stage of your life and ready to move on and embark on new experiences, new feelings, new adventures, possibly marriage. But there's definitely, in your relationship with this gentleman, I feel like there's some immature arguments that are constantly niggling in the background. And that's part of young love, that's part of setting the boundaries. You don't go into a relationship thinking that everything's going to be, a bed of roses, because it ain't. There are a lot of thorns there. And it's how you navigate these disagreements as to how successful the relationship will be. So they're not major fights, they're just constant disagreements that come up, and you know what they are, I don't. But, think about the one or two things that really bug you about this person and it's causing some point of conflict. So that's your current situation. Will you get married? I definitely see the Hierophant card, which quite often indicates some kind of interaction with a big institution such as a church. So yeah, okay, I could see that you were heading down that path towards possibly some type of ceremony to mark possibly a marriage. Followed by the Sun reversed. And actually, if you did go down that route, I think that overall, things are going to be pretty good. These issues keep coming back though. They're going to be the things that make you a little bit unhappy in the relationship, whatever they are. It's only one or two things. You talk about it all the time. It's something that this person does that bugs you a little bit. But overall, not a bad situation. In fact, I think you're the sort of person that will be holding the relationship together with your energy and your compassion and your ability to compromise. I really feel that you're that sort of person. And the reason I say your ability to compromise is you've got the Six of Swords. So whatever it is about your partner that has caused not major arguments, I just want to stress it's not major, it's about jostling and putting forward. Like I say, I feel that you're a younger person, and this card always reminds me of young people. They're not fighting, even though they've got the wands. They're not fighting. They're just sort of practicing and they're playing, trying to get their points across. So when I go back to saying that, yes, you're the one that's going to compromise, it's not a bad situation. But again, the issues that bug you now, they aren't going to go anywhere. But you're quite happy to sort of put that behind you for the sake of everyone being happy. So I think you compromise a lot. But overall, you're in a happy situation. And I think that saying that you're a young couple, I think you show a lot of maturity through the Hierophant and the Sun. Two major arcanas, life-changing. So you're sort of putting those things behind you and you're moving forward from a bit of turbulence into calmer waters there. Has your partner been faithful? Well, I don't really think that he is going to be faithful in the future. Sorry, I don't think he is going to be unfaithful in the future. The Seven of Swords, I don't see it as he's cheated on you, but certainly they're going back to the Five of Wands. There's things in the past that have happened, and whether that has involved him cheating on you, you've let bygones be bygones. And that's indicated here through the Seven of Swords. That in order to move forward and to be happy, sometimes you need to forgive. And I really feel like you are the much bigger person in the relationship. I feel like you are young, but very mature for your age to be accepting of that. Seven of Swords. So things that have happened in the past, you can see the swords sort of stabbed into the ground now. So they're not going to hurt you, but at the same time, you're not going to forget that these things have happened. And it could also relate to some of his behaviours. And I'll get to why I say his behaviours, because two cards fell out, and I'll show you those in a moment. But yeah, definitely in the past, but you've moved on from that, and you're still willing to go ahead with possibly marrying this person. The next is the Seven of Pentacles. I feel that you need to be aware that if you do undertake getting married, that financially things are going to be very difficult, and you may need to get financial assistance from an adult in your life, possibly a father, an uncle, his parents. Things are going to be difficult, and the Seven of Pentacles often talks about taking on or don't take on more than you can cope with, because you possibly will end up with less. We call it in Australia an STD, or sexually transmitted debt. So just be wary. This card talks about not overdoing things. So don't take on more debt than you can afford to take on. Don't take on any debt if you can help it, this card is saying, because chances are you'll get stuck. You don't need a lot of things when you're in love. You just need each other. So just be wary of spending more than what you earn, and keep within a budget there. And as I was saying, you probably will be getting assistance from somebody else. So I definitely, apart from the Seven of Swords, I don't think that he has been unfaithful. I definitely don't think he will be unfaithful into the future. But I think that there have been things in the past that have bugged you. And like I'm saying, there's still things that annoy you at the moment. Now, two cards fell out while I was shuffling, and they wanted to be seen. And the first card was the Five of Swords. So, do you see yourself marrying this guy? Yeah, it could happen. You're definitely in a stage of life that is a new and exciting time for you. You've got more responsibility than you've ever had. Responsibility to make your own decisions as an adult. But this card just tells me to tell you to really think about everything around you and to put everything down on the table and look at it and meditate and gain insight. Look at your situation from an outsider's perspective. And what would you say to someone in your position? It's just to gain clarity. This Six of Swords is the next stage of that journey. Because once you've made that decision, then you go full steam ahead into married life. That's what happens. And the things that you were thinking about here, you have to lay down and accept is part of your life into the future. And that the past is the past and the future. You know, you're looking into the future now. You can't dwell on the past. So make sure that before you make the decision of are you going to marry this person, that you're totally honest with yourself and you ask all the questions that you need to gain true insight of the situation. The next card that came up was the Devil. So you've got 4 major arcana. This is okay. I can see why you needed to have a tarot reading, because actually there's a lot going on in your life. The Devil card. This is a card that talks about addictions, unhealthy addictions, things that keep you tied. And that's why I just wanted to ask, can you please just sit down and really put your situation out there, write down everything good and bad about your future partner, because I think you definitely feel like a very mature person for your age. But is your partner, are there some addictions of his that annoy you, things that he does that annoy you? And actually, if you marry someone, you need to be able to live with that. That's what the Six of Swords says. Once you've got into that situation, the past stays behind for you. Five of Wands, it indicates, the Five of Wands indicates these sorts of underlying conflicts that come up constantly in the relationship. Could it be related to this Devil card? What sorts of addictions and habits does your partner have that really everything else is fantastic, but these things really bug you? Because either that or you're addicted to the idea of love. Between the two of you, one of you has got some addictions that would need to be dealt with prior to getting married, because they will possibly get in the way of future happiness. That's why here, another major arcana, you've got the Sun reversed. So there's definitely going to be happy days. It's just going to be not as happy ever after as you possibly expect. But it's a wonderful card. And I think it's you radiate positivity and optimism. But are you, because of your ability to be so optimistic, are you overlooking things about your current partner that you might not tolerate in other people? It could just be his friends. It might not be a habit that he has, whether it's, saying that he can go out clubbing even though he's in a relationship, or that he can hang out with friends till 4 a.m. Maybe it's his friends that you don't like, but there's certainly something that you or he are addicted to that gets in the way of the relationship being meaningful and healthy. And as these two cards fell out together, it's asking you to really think about what that might be. And I would like to know actually what those things are, because it's come up a couple of times in the reading. It's come up with the Five of Wands, a disagreement, an argument, something that comes up consistently in the relationship that bugs you. The Seven of Swords, the fact that you've accepted things that he's done in the past and you're kind of willing to put that behind you. But the Devil indicates that things might not change until whatever that is that's holding either you or him under its tight rein is dealt with. And like I said, it doesn't have to be a physical addiction. It could be a mental addiction. It could be a habit that he's got. Might be playing computer games 20 hours a day. Okay, it could be a drinking habit. It could be a smoking habit. But there's something there. And as I was saying too, it could be your addiction to the idea of love. So you need to think about your own self in that regard. But I do think it's more you need to think about your partner with that. I feel that you are 100% ready for a new phase of life, and you think marriage is the way to go. And I see that you're thinking about it a lot. Of course you are. It's come up in the actual question of will you get married. This is definitely a card that represents the church and the institution of marriage. But I think you need to ask yourself the questions that I put forward to you, and I would like to hear back from you to let me know if you can shed some light to me on the situation. Yes, but be aware that financially there will be a burden and assistance will be required on that front. Thank you very much. I hope I made sense tonight. It was a very interesting reading, actually, because of what I was feeling about your age and about your personality. To me, it really came across that you are a strong person. You are a young person, but you certainly know what you want in life. So whether it is marriage, go for it. But also to be able to think about you are 100% ready to embark on a new stage of your life. Love, life, career, whatever that may be. The universe is working in your favor right now for you to take a leap of faith, because you will land on your 2 feet. It might be a rocky journey, but I think certainly if you are wondering about marriage and you took that step, I think it wouldn't have a negative outcome if you can address some of those points that I raised. Thank you very much, and hear from you soon. Bye.